Alright folks, welcome to another episode of Slam Review. This could be the last one. We may have some special episodes in between when I get to sit and chat with some of the participants I didn't really catch up with, find out their thoughts and opinions. But you know how we do it. After the Slam, day after the Slam, you just share your thoughts, your feelings, etc. First thing first, big up to everybody who come out to the Slam. I think it was the most entertaining poetry slam in history. And when I say entertaining, I'll talk a little bit about that later. This episode gonna be a bit long, so you could rock back. This is for the real poetry followers and thing, and who like to hear the ins and outs. Sorry about the footage earlier. You know, always get the behind the scenes and this and that. But one, the position I was performing in made it very difficult for me to do that. And two, I was watching the Golden State game. And when big up Steph Curry, and I was so frustrated with Klay Thompson that I couldn't really. But I'm a dog too, big him up anyway. So I want to thank God first and foremost for the opportunity to place. It's always an honor just to have that, especially after yesterday and seeing the quality that was on display. I would not have been upset if I didn't place yesterday, to tell you the honest truth. I would have understood. Let's talk a little bit about home ground and talk about defending the home ground and why that is important. Well, I had a bit of a mic malfunction on stage. The mic fell off. But obviously, knowing how to project in that space became important to me, and I was able to execute the piece seamlessly. That being said, I want to start with getting the poets who did an excellent job today. I want to get them a little bad up here. At the First Citizens National Poetry Slam Poets, you all are the main attraction, right? Don't make anything get in the way of that. Which means, if you are the main attraction, you need to get exactly what you need for your performance. Going up on stage and saying one line for your song check, that could never properly prepare you for that stage unless you perform in there right through. And I performed in there right through, and I still did a full song check. I couldn't care less when doors was supposed to open, when this was supposed to happen, because I reached for the designated call time. So I did my end, and I'm not saying to go about being a diva about it, but just ask kindly, alright, there are certain things in my poem that I really want to get a feel of. I think many of the performances might have been a little more refined if folks got to run some of their stuff on stage, feel the space, ask them for the correct lighting. Go on stage with everything you're supposed to go on stage with. If you're doing a song check, in an event where you never had a technical rehearsal, that song check is the tech rehearsal. Right, so I see poets going up and doing one line and saying, I go call on my poets, Michel for one, he had to do a proper song check because of the dynamics of his poem, and it affected the performance. Right, it was a bit muffled, he didn't get the correct mic distance, etc. It's just a non-starter, folks. Don't make nobody bad up all and tell all you have 30 seconds and thing. When them people say them thing, but they don't study that. Mean say they go and disrespect people working hard and thing, whatever. But just tell them these are the things I need to do. Dominic Friday went up and say, hey, what's going on? I prefer a headset mic. Do you all have that? The answer was yes. How many other people might have benefited out of that? I don't know. But all that come from taking your song check seriously and making proper choices of what you need on stage. I had parts in my poem that say, nah, we streaming it on TV, you walking back, take this headset mic, etc. I take it and I used it. And when I was doing the song check with it, it fell off. So I was prepared for the event. I said, there's a chance that this thing could fall off. And that is what I mean by just getting ready. Enough about that. Honorable mentions. I want to big up Shaki Gray. Shaki Gray has a laid-back style, and I spoke about this in previous Slam reviews already. This time he wrote a poem to fit his laid-back delivery, and although he was using several different characters, it was the best I ever saw him performing. And I really thought that he deserved that place, but that's just my opinions, and Slam is an opinionated thing, and that's something people had to remember. Before you go, man, be sad, just remember his opinions and that kind of thing. Seth Sylvester, I think, deserve honorable mention. Michel still, even with what I thought was a little technical glitch, I think he still deserves it. And Ronaldo Briggs, way. I tell you, remember talking to you about Briggs since early on, Right? By the way, this is on the back of a receipt, my notes. You don't waste paper, you max it out. The costume effect, folks. That is why I say it was the most entertaining slam, right? In 2021, I jump out with a costume, everybody, because if the rules say so and so is the case, you use everything to your strength. They say a costume can affect your performance.
Lie.
The costume is obviously going to affect your performance. When I was doing an interview with Whitney Husbands when I won in 2021, hear what she said, and she was a judge that year, well, a judge virtually, whatever. She said, from the time I see you walk out on the screen on the stage here, I was already locked in. Your costume is critical, and if they give you the opportunity to use one, you use it to the best of your ability. Of course, you could go over the top, You could go over the top, but just the fact that I saw so many people using it and mastering that art of concept poetry, where the concept of the performance becomes the actual metaphor. The metaphor lives physically. I think that is a big step for spoken word poetry, and I was amazed to see that yesterday. Everybody trying to, hey, my people, I fall all here. Let's talk a little bit about the judges. Now, take what I say with a pinch of salt, right? This judging panel was one of the best judging panels the Poetry Slam ever had. Let me explain what I mean by that statement. 4 of the judges were kept from semi-finals. Out of that 4, 3 from audition. So for the past 3 months, these people would have seen more spoken word poetry than anybody in the audience. So let me get that all the way one time. And I'm saying to get that all the way, because all you know, all the people is coming in the audience seeing poetry for the first time, and then 10 all they should have win. My fan base stop doing that, for the majority. My fan base is telling me, alright, this fella beat you. Last year, my fan base tell me, hey, Alex, take care, Shemaya, take care. You know, my coach, EJ Salim, is telling me as it is, boy, Kyle, take care. Because they have been following me around slam, and as they're following the slam, they mature and they understand, alright, what it takes to hit in a slam poem. And them just come out now and say, Derron, you get it, they do it here, and I appreciate my supporting base for that. In my first 2-3 years, nah, boy, that thief boy thing. But after a while, you come to terms with certain things and you realize that. So don't get waxed up with your supporting base. They mean well, but sometimes they just don't know, they just don't have access to the technicalities of not being immersed in the space all the time and seeing what works and little things that might go, etc., etc. So I think the judging panel was good. They didn't just replace the judges and bring in a set of fresh judges from the Bocas Lit Fest who would not have been around the poetry scene as much as they may have been experienced. They would not have been around the spoken word scene in Trinidad. And I think that's really important. We have a highly performative vibe here as compared to other regions that do spoken word poetry. And that is critical. So having Ariel, they're having Elisha, they're having Lawrence, they're having David, they're from audition straightforward. I think they had a good starting foundation. Right? So I appreciated that. Now let's talk about the results. So congratulations to Kyle Hernandez. I told him when I came off stage, I told him that I think he win. Because as much as there's a rubric, there's something about the moment that supersedes anything on a rubric. And if your poem is able to resonate in that moment, then congratulations to you. Now, I had a poem and a performance that I know, just like in 2015, just like in 2021, I know that if somebody beat this, the only way they could beat this is through the moment. Because I'm not saying the piece was unbeatable, because obviously it get beat, right? But I'm saying this to say that slam is not just all about your preparation and your drilling and you having a great storyline or you check every part on the rubric. It's also about just that moment and how you connect with the people. And there are no points on the rubric for that. Kyle writing has never been his strongest point. He's a marvelous performer and he knows how to connect with people. He knows how to slam. And sometimes having that just gives you an automatic edge. With me coming second, I think I could have fallen anyway. You know, I think I could have fallen anyway. I think it was a real dog fight. But I know the precision of the performance would always give it an edge. Even though people came with other concept pieces, I know the precision of mine would always have an edge now. You know, so I wasn't really worried because Golden State did win and I was really good for the day. But God, I'm still thankful. You know, but I'm really good. Like placing is nice, but it's not the be all and end all. And then of course Alexandra third. It wasn't Alex's strongest piece of work, obviously. I think she and all might agree that costume was lashing though. Like that costume was on point. You know what I mean? And see what I mean? The spectacle too. Right? And on top of that, Alex is a blessed child from the creator. And they don't underestimate the power of just being blessed. And when God put you on the earth to do a specific thing, and every time you do that, you just get rewarded. You know, so that transcends anything you could do as a performer, as a rabs maker, as anything like that. And she always delivers, worthy work. Congratulations to all the winners, all the participants. Big up Solil, young. Her writing still very, very fresh, obviously, but she will grow as time to come. I mean, people could get sour from competition and never come back, eh? But to me, that is just, that becomes your problem at that time. You could feel sour in the moment. It's a human emotion, right? You don't let your sourness make you end up in a place where people remember you for that, and you make some disparaging remarks about somebody and that kind of thing. You know, you could respectfully disagree with people. I like Alex a lot, and sometimes I just disagree with what happened. But at the same time, you can't let that cause you to undervalue what the person actually did on the day and the effort that they put out and all the things that combine to make the person do what they had to do. And prize are glad our meal get too, because they know we has done one. So we back on even Stevens again. You know, and something interesting happened over the past 3 years from since I returned to Slam in 2021, 22 and 23. Like I come first, third, second, right? First, third, second. Alex comes second, first, third. So next year, I'm real interested in battling with Alex again to see what happens. Who's gonna edge out who for that in that period of time. And I like competing, you know, as a competitive fella, but I doesn't make it like ravage my soul now, you know. You could be vexed, be angry, but sin not. You have been watching the Slam Review, where we cover the First Citizens National Poetry Slam, because over here our Slam is better than yours.